Channel Productions. First, news interview. Well, not really an interview. But so we're going to be talking about conflict and cooperation today, and I'm going to go over Asian immigrants. Asian immigrants came to the United States to search for gold and later to build the Transcontinental Railroad. Chinese workers laid the rails from west to east. Immigrants often were paid less than white workers and suffered from discrimination. If you don't know what discrimination is, it was like sort of judging them and making them feel bad for what they do.
We will link keywords in the description below.
Yes. And also where their presence was tolerated as long as there was work to be done on the railroad. Once the Transcontinental Railroad was completed, the Chinese attempted to compete with the white men in mining. They also provided services such as laundries for miners in boomtowns. The competition for resources and jobs led to increasing prejudices against Chinese. Soon, the United States government passed a law excluding the Chinese from entering the United States as immigrants. And I want to add one more thing. They would also come in on the west side of America. Okay? Thank you.
This is the conflict and cooperation with ranchers and cowboys. Ranchers and cowboys cooperated to develop the cattle industry. Cowboys drove the herds that were owned by ranchers across the open plains to the nearest railroad station and then shipped them to the processing plants further east. This was called a cattle drive. They competed with rustlers and often came in conflict with the townspeople they encountered along the way. After the Civil War, the farmers settled and fenced in large parts of the Great Plains with barbed wire. This interfered with the open ranges that cowboys drove their herds across. The cowboys did not want to be fenced in, and the farmers, who built the barbed wire fences, fought over how western lands should be used and who should use them. Cattle drives did not survive after farmers came and settled on the plains. So this was a conflict and cooperation between ranchers and cowboys going against farmers because they didn't allow them they fenced in the cattle and everything, which didn't allow them to do what they need to do to get for their job. So
Thank you, Kyle. Now we're going back to Rome.
We're reading about Mexican Americans. So Mexican Americans were also driven for the land. The southern part states on the Carolina coast had both belonged to Spain and Mexico until Mexican American War. In 1840s, since Mexico owned this land, the Mexicans who lived in those regions owned the property after the war. So the United States acquired the northern half of Mexico. The treaty, this area later became the United States, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. Mexicans who were living on that land were treated unfairly. Discrimination against, as a result, many lost their land. So pretty much they were forced off their land for crops and goods. And discrimination is pretty much what Jay said earlier, which is pretty much making them feel bad about themselves and all that. So yeah, see you guys later. Going back to code.
Some European immigrants moved to the west to start a new life. Many settled in the region with others from their home countries. Immigrants were represented by those that were born in the United States. They were called nativism. Some helped build railroads from east to west.
However, European immigrants formed communities that engaged in cooperative activities, such as barn raising, and helped each other with successful land. That's it. Get ready for news, Katie.